Hi everyone! So the book I read was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This book is literally amazing. So basically, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is about a young boy who lives with his awful aunt and uncle until he finds out that he's a wizard and goes to this boarding school for wizards and witches. And there he does amazing things and just finds himself and his friends, and it's a really good story. So I don't want to spoil the book too much for you because it'll completely ruin it if I do. But basically, Harry goes to this school and he finds out that he's a famous wizard. J.K. Rowling made every single character amazing and likable, and just you want to get to know them like personally, but you can't because it's a book. When you're reading this book, it really feels like you have an invisibility cloak on and you're just sitting there listening into all the characters' conversations. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my favorite character, Hagrid. For those of you who have never seen the movies or who have never tried to visualize Hagrid in your head, here's a visual. So Hagrid is half man, half giant. He's the one who takes Harry from the Dursleys, Harry's aunt and uncle, and basically takes him in and brings him to the school. I love Hagrid because he's just such a big teddy bear, and he's pretty much the one who is always there for Harry and gets him out of trouble. So I wouldn't say that Harry Potter is the hardest to read or the most literarily sound book. I mean, you're not reading Henry Thoreau or Walt Whitman. But if you want to be a part of something greater than yourself, read Harry Potter. You can see just how amazing it is because people are still obsessed with it to this day. People still have letters sent to their houses inviting them to attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. People still buy Harry Potter wands. My brother has 3 of them in his room. My brother also has a Harry Potter robes because he was Harry Potter for Halloween. I was Hermione for Halloween once. There's amusement parks in Florida and Los Angeles in the United States that people go to because they want to experience Harry Potter because it's so amazing. New Harry Potter books are still coming out today. Not necessarily books, but a play just came out on Broadway and it's acting as the 8th Harry Potter book. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is Harry Potter's fandom and geek culture and how that changed the world. So there are Harry Potter references almost everywhere you go. Even at the Hill School, our dining hall is compared to Hogwarts' dining hall. I think that what made the fanfiction of Harry Potter really crazy was that if Harry Potter came out during a time where the internet was just starting to become popular, so the fans were able to not just be crazy on their own, they could be crazy with everyone and discuss over email about how much they loved it. Okay, so I've decided that most of us are 15, 16, or 17, so we should all have read Harry Potter by this time, so I'm gonna spoil the book for you guys. If you haven't already, spoiler alert, cover your ears if you don't want to hear it. Okay, so Quidditch. Raise your hand if you've ever wanted to play Quidditch before. Quidditch is the sport that J.K. Rowling invented for this book. Okay, so when Harry gets to the school, he's in a class where he's learning how to fly a broom with a bunch of his other classmates, and one of the antagonists, Draco Malfoy, picks on one of the other kids and they throw this ball into the air and they're basically just taunting one of the kids, and Harry, being the savior, flies the broom and goes and catches the small little ball that Draco threw up into the sky. And one of the teachers sees it and says, oh my gosh, this kid is going to be perfect to be the next Gryffindor Seeker. So she goes and tells the captain of the Gryffindor Quidditch team, and then Harry becomes the Seeker on that Quidditch team, which is basically just the person who flies around and tries to catch this small little ball. I'll give you some background on Quidditch in just a second. Okay, so Quidditch is supposed to be a game that's played by wizards and witches, and each team consists of 7 players, each flying on a broomstick. The players attempt to throw soccer ball-sized balls called quaffles through 3 large hoop goals at either end of the pitch. A goal is worth 10 points. One player on each team is designated the Seeker, which is Harry, and it is his or her job to capture the golden snitch, a golden winged ball the size of a walnut that zips around the playing field of its own volition. The team that catches the snitch earns 150 points, which, because each match goes to 150, generally ends the game. That is what a Quidditch match is supposed to look like. Unfortunately, since humans can't fly, this is what it actually looks like. This is a UCLA Quidditch team playing Quidditch. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, but I would just like to highly recommend reading Harry Potter. It's a really good way to escape reality and go back to your childhood. No matter how old you are, you shouldn't be embarrassed that you're reading Harry Potter or still in love with it, but just, yes, highly recommend. Great book. Read it.